Hello, passionate Celtic FC fans. This is Celtic Central News, your exclusive source for Celtic updates. Before we kick off, we appreciate the incredible support. If you love Celtic, subscribe now, hit like, and let's build this community together. Now, onto the latest news. A warm welcome to new subscribers. Your support is crucial. Hail, hail. The whispers started quietly, drifting through the corridors of Scottish football before erupting into a full-blown storm, as Celtic reportedly pulled off a move that nobody saw coming. Fans woke up to speculation that the club had struck a daring agreement with Nottingham Forest, one that could reshape expectations not only domestically but across Britain. At the center of it all is Elliot Anderson, a player long admired for his technical sharpness, energy, and fearless approach in midfield. The idea of him arriving in Glasgow feels almost surreal, as if something out of a transfer window fantasy rather than reality. Yet, sources close to the situation insist that conversations accelerated rapidly behind the scenes, with Celtic identifying Anderson as a key figure in a bold new project. Supporters are already imagining how his dynamism could transform the tempo of the side, adding a layer of unpredictability that has perhaps been missing in crucial European nights. While nothing has been officially confirmed, the sense that something seismic is unfolding refuses to fade, and the excitement is becoming impossible to ignore. What makes this rumored deal even more intriguing is the suggestion that it is not a straightforward transfer, but rather a complex exchange that could involve multiple moving parts, strategic planning, and long-term vision. Celtic have never been shy about thinking outside the box, but this feels different. Almost like a statement of intent aimed at elevating their standing beyond the Scottish Premiership. The potential arrival of Anderson signals a desire to invest in youth with proven top-level experience, someone capable of dictating play while still possessing the hunger to grow. Observers have pointed out that his style suits the high-intensity, attacking philosophy often associated with Celtic, where midfielders are expected to press relentlessly and drive forward with purpose. Meanwhile, Nottingham Forest's willingness to even entertain such discussions raises questions about their own plans, hinting that they may be reshaping their squad in ways not yet fully understood. It is this uncertainty, this sense of a bigger picture yet to be revealed, that is fueling endless debate among fans and pundits alike. Across Scotland, the reaction has been a mixture of disbelief and anticipation, with many struggling to process how Celtic managed to position themselves at the center of such a potentially transformative deal. Rival supporters have expressed skepticism, suggesting that rumors of this magnitude often collapse before becoming reality, yet even they cannot deny the ambition behind the reported move. Within the Celtic support, however, there is a growing belief that the club is entering a new phase, one defined by calculated risks and bold decisions. Anderson, if he does arrive, would not simply be another addition to the squad, but rather a symbol of this shift in mentality. His ability to carry the ball, link defense and attack, and inject urgency into transitions could prove invaluable in matches where control and composure are everything. The idea that such a player might soon be wearing the green and white hoops is enough to ignite the imagination, turning ordinary conversations into passionate debates about tactics, formations, and the future direction of the team. There is also a deeper narrative at play, one that goes beyond the immediate impact on the pitch and touches on the broader relationship between Scottish and English football. Deals of this nature are rarely straightforward, often influenced by financial considerations, player ambitions, and the delicate balance of power between leagues. For Celtic to reportedly secure an agreement involving a player of Anderson's profile suggests a level of negotiation strength that cannot be overlooked. It hints at a club that is not content to simply dominate domestically, but is actively seeking ways to bridge the gap on the European stage. For Nottingham Forest, the decision to potentially part with such a promising midfielder could indicate confidence in their own recruitment strategy, or perhaps a willingness to take a different direction. Either way, the situation underscores the unpredictable nature of modern football, where alliances can shift quickly and unexpected opportunities can emerge without warning. As speculation continues to swirl, attention has naturally turned to how Anderson himself might view such a move. Leaving the environment of the Premier League is never a simple decision, especially for a player still carving out his identity at the highest level. However, The prospect of playing a central role at a club like Celtic, with its passionate support and rich history, could prove incredibly appealing. Regular European football, the chance to compete for trophies, and the opportunity to become a key figure rather than a rotational option are all factors that might influence his thinking. Those close to the player suggest he is ambitious, eager to test himself in different contexts, and unafraid of stepping into the spotlight. If that is indeed the case, then the move begins to make more sense, transforming from a shocking rumor into a plausible next step in his career. For now, everything remains shrouded in uncertainty, with no official confirmation to either validate or dismiss the growing wave of reports. Yet, in many ways, that is what makes this story so captivating, the sense that something extraordinary could be just around the corner. Celtic supporters are daring to dream, imagining a midfield reshaped by Anderson's presence, while others remain cautious, aware of how quickly transfer narratives can unravel. What cannot be denied, however, is the impact this rumor has already had, sparking conversations, debates, and a renewed sense of excitement. Whether it ultimately materializes or fades into the background, the idea of Celtic pulling off such a bold move has already left its mark, reminding everyone just how unpredictable and thrilling the world of football can be. The longer this story lingers, the more layers begin to emerge, painting a picture of a transfer saga that could redefine expectations on both sides of the border. Within Celtic's camp, there is a quiet confidence being whispered about, a belief that the groundwork has been laid meticulously and that this is not merely speculative noise, but something with genuine substance. The club's recruitment approach in recent times has been increasingly strategic, focusing on players who can grow into influential roles rather than simply filling gaps. Anderson fits that profile almost perfectly, blending technical quality with a relentless work ethic that mirrors the demands of the Scottish game. If this move does come to fruition, it could signal a continuation of that philosophy, reinforcing the idea that Celtic are building something sustainable and forward-thinking rather than chasing short-term fixes. From Nottingham Forest's perspective, the situation feels equally intriguing, as their willingness to engage in such discussions suggests a level of adaptability in their squad planning. Letting go of a player like Anderson would not be a decision taken lightly, particularly given his potential to develop into a key figure. However, football is often about timing, and there may be factors behind the scenes that make this moment the right one for change. Financial considerations, tactical adjustments, or even the player's own ambitions could all be influencing the direction of talks. What is clear is that this is not a simple case of one club buying and another selling, but rather a negotiation shaped by multiple interests and long-term strategies. That complexity only adds to the fascination, turning what could have been a routine transfer into something far more compelling. Supporters, as always, are at the heart of the drama, reacting in real time to every new piece of information, rumor, or hint dropped across social media and fan forums. For Celtic fans, the excitement is palpable, fueled by the possibility of seeing a player with Anderson's attributes bring a new dimension to their midfield. There is a sense that his arrival could elevate the team's performances in crucial matches, particularly in European competitions where fine margins often determine outcomes. Meanwhile, Nottingham Forest fans are grappling with the idea of losing a player they have come to appreciate, balancing their admiration for his talent with an understanding that football careers often involve unexpected turns. This emotional push and pull is what gives transfer stories their unique intensity, transforming them from simple transactions into narratives that resonate deeply with those who follow the game. Another aspect that cannot be ignored is the potential ripple effect this deal could have across the wider transfer market. Moves of this nature rarely exist in isolation, often triggering a chain reaction as clubs adjust their plans in response. If Celtic do secure Anderson, it could influence their approach to other positions, perhaps freeing up resources or altering their tactical priorities. Similarly, Nottingham Forest may already have contingency plans in place, identifying replacements or reshaping their squad to accommodate the change. This interconnectedness is a defining feature of modern football, where one decision can set off a series of consequences that extend far beyond the original agreement. It is this sense of a larger puzzle coming together that keeps fans and analysts alike so deeply engaged. There is also the question of how Anderson would adapt to the unique environment of Scottish football, where the pace, physicality, and intensity can differ significantly from what he has experienced in England. While his skill set suggests he would thrive, there is always an element of unpredictability when a player steps into a new league. However, those who have followed his career closely believe he possesses the mentality required to embrace such a challenge, combining confidence with a willingness to learn. At a club like Celtic, where expectations are high and scrutiny is constant, that mindset is essential. If he can channel his abilities effectively, he could quickly become a fan favorite, someone whose influence extends beyond the pitch and into the identity of the team. As the speculation continues to build, one thing becomes increasingly clear. This is more than just a transfer rumor. It is a story that captures the imagination and highlights the ever-evolving nature of football. Whether it ultimately leads to Anderson pulling on a Celtic shirt or not, the mere possibility has already created a sense of anticipation that is hard to ignore. Fans are watching closely, waiting for the next development, the next hint that will bring clarity to the situation. Until that moment arrives, the rumor will continue to grow, fueled by hope, curiosity, and the undeniable allure of a move that could change everything for everyone involved. And as the noise grows louder, there is a fascinating shift in how this potential move is being perceived beyond Scotland, with voices across England beginning to acknowledge that something unusual might be unfolding. The idea that Celtic could pull a player like Elliot Anderson away from Nottingham Forest challenges long-standing assumptions about the flow of talent between the leagues. For years, the narrative has often leaned in one direction, with Scottish clubs seen as stepping stones rather than destinations for emerging Premier League players. Yet this rumor flips that perception on its head, suggesting that Celtic's project, visibility, and competitive ambitions might now be compelling enough to attract players in their prime development phase. That alone makes this story feel bigger than a simple transfer, turning it into a symbol of shifting dynamics within British football. It raises questions about how clubs are positioning themselves in an increasingly competitive market, and whether we are witnessing the early signs of a broader trend that could redefine expectations in the seasons to come. Before we proceed, subscribe to our channel and enable notifications to receive all exclusive news about Celtic FC. Don't miss any details about your favorite team. It's extremely important for Celtic FC fans. Inside the dressing room, if the whispers hold any truth, this kind of move could have a powerful psychological impact, not just on new arrivals, but on the existing squad as well. Players already at Celtic would see the recruitment of someone like Anderson as a clear signal that the club is serious about raising standards and pushing boundaries. Competition for places would intensify, training sessions would sharpen, and the overall level of performance could rise as a result. At the same time, integrating a player with a different footballing background always brings a period of adjustment, where chemistry must be built and understanding developed. That process can either elevate a team to new heights or expose hidden weaknesses, depending on how effectively it is managed. For Anderson, stepping into such an environment would mean embracing immediate expectations, knowing that every touch, every decision, and every performance would be scrutinized by a passionate fanbase eager to see the promise of this rumor become reality on the pitch. From a tactical standpoint, the possibilities are already sparking debate among those who analyze the game closely. Anderson's versatility allows him to operate in multiple roles across midfield, whether as a deeper playmaker, a box-to-box presence, or even in a more advanced position linking with the attack. This flexibility could give Celtic a new dimension, enabling them to adapt more fluidly to different opponents and situations. It also opens the door to subtle shifts in formation, where the team can transition seamlessly between structures without losing balance. Managers often value players who can interpret space and tempo instinctively, and Anderson's profile suggests he fits that mold. If used correctly, he could become a central figure in dictating how Celtic control matches, particularly in high-pressure moments where composure and vision are crucial. Of course, all of this remains hypothetical, but the mere discussion of such possibilities highlights just how impactful this rumored move could be if it comes to fruition. Ultimately, What keeps this story alive is not just the potential outcome, but the sense of anticipation that surrounds it, the feeling that something significant may be quietly taking shape behind closed doors. Football thrives on these moments of uncertainty, where rumors blur the line between imagination and reality, and supporters find themselves caught between cautious optimism and unrestrained excitement. Whether Celtic truly complete this audacious move for Elliot Anderson or whether it fades into the long list of what could have been stories, it has already achieved something important. It has captured attention, sparked debate, and reminded everyone of the unpredictable magic that defines the sport. And until clarity finally arrives, the speculation will continue to build, growing louder with each passing moment, as fans wait, watch, and wonder if they are on the verge of witnessing a transfer that could echo far beyond the boundaries of Scotland. Hello, fan. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, as it means a lot to Celtic FC. Also, share your opinion about the news in the comments below. See you in the next video.